Hi, it's Future from Sewmate. Welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be showing you how to draft a bodice block the easiest way. So I'll be using a few tools to help me do this. I'll be using a square ruler, a straight ruler, a curved ruler, a scissors, an awl, and a marker pen. You instead will be using a pencil. I'm using a marker so you can be able to see what I'm doing. You also need to take a few measurements beforehand to help you draft this pattern. You need your waist, your hip, and your bust measurement, your neck to bust, neck to waist, waist to hip, nipple to nipple, and shoulder with measurement. Then you need to do a few calculations. That your quarter bust plus 1.5 centimeter is, quarter waist plus 3 centimeter dart plus 1 centimeter is, quarter hip plus 1.5 centimeter is. You will also need your nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2 so that we can locate the position of our dart on the waistline. With the method that I'm going to show you now, you'll be able to draft both the front and back bodies at the same time, saving you a lot of time and stress, okay? Get your paper and make it 2 folds so that one will be for the back, one will be for the front, okay? Make sure you leave enough space on the side here for the zipper allowance. Now draw a horizontal line, then draw a vertical line. Make sure you make it long so that it can accommodate your length from neck to hip. Put in your vertical measurements. I'm gonna start with the neck to bust measurement. Mine is 30 centimeters. Then next I'm gonna put in neck to waist measurement. Mine is 40 centimeters. From the waist we're gonna go down 21 centimeters to put in our hip depth, which is just the distance between your waist and your hip. Now we're going to square lines across all these points. Now we're going to label all these lines to avoid confusion along the way. So this is the bust line, waistline, and hip line. Now we're coming to the top line here, which is our shoulder line. We're gonna start with putting in our neck width, which is 8 centimeters. That's just a standard. And since we're drafting both the front and back bodies at the same time, this line here is gonna serve as both the center back and center front. So along this line, we're gonna put in our neck depth measurements. So for the back, we're going to go down from this corner about 2.5 centimeters. Then from that corner again, we're gonna go down 8 centimeters for our front depth, okay? Square lines across these points. Now drawing the necklines, starting with the back. And the front. Next we're going to put in our shoulder width divided by 2. So my shoulder width is 40 centimeters. I'm going to put in 20 centimeters. From this point, square a line down to the bust line. Now we're going to mark our shoulder slope, which is 2.5 centimeters from this point. And connect these 2 points. From this point, we're going to mark for our armhole level. We get it by dividing our shoulder width by 2. So exactly the same amount we've put from this corner to here, we're going to put it from here going down. I'm going to put 20 centimeters. Square a line from that point as well. Now measure the distance between this point and the new line we just drawn. And it's 10 centimeters for me. Next, square a little line inside, which is 1.5 centimeters. now we're going to put all our horizontal measurements. So we're starting with the top line here, which is our armhole line. We're going to put our quarter bust measurement plus 1.5 centimeter east. Mine is 26.5. Next we go to the waist level. I'm going to put quarter waist measurement plus 3 centimeter dart plus 1 centimeter east. I'm getting 26 centimeters. Next, we're moving on to the hip level. We're going to put our quarter hip measurement plus 1.5 centimeter east. Mine is 33.5. Now just connect all these lines. Next, we're going to shape our side seam here, the hip line, since we are not that straight. So we're going to come halfway through this line. I'm getting 22.2, so 11.1 about here. And we're going to square a little line across. Measure 0.6 centimeters. This point here will help us shape our hip curve. So we're going to make sure that our curve passes through these 3 points, okay? Like that. This corner here is quite pointed, so we're going to just use our curved rulers to just make a little soft curve there as well. Now we're coming to the armholes. For the front armhole, make sure that you pass through these 3 points. This one, the new one, and this one here. For our back armhole, we're not going to change anything along this area. It's going to remain a straight line. So we're just going to connect a small curve from this point to this point here. Just use your curve ruler to make things easy. So this is our front armhole and that's the back armhole. Next, we're going to put in our waist dart. So take your nipple to nipple measurement and divide it by 2. Then come to the waistline here and put a mark. Square a line to the bust line and hip line. Now the top pattern here is gonna be our front. So we're going to go up by 5 centimeters from the hip line and down by 2.5 centimeters from the bust point. Now on the waistline here, mark 1.5 centimeters on each side of this line because our dart is 3 centimeters. So now join all these points to form a dart. Our front dart is finished and we almost finished with drafting our pattern as well. Then we're going to add our seam allowances. I like to use 1.5 centimeter on the shoulder and 1.5 centimeter on the side seam. So I'm gonna just add them on now. Now we're going to cut out our block, starting with the back. Next, I'm going to measure in for my zipper allowance. I prefer to use 1.5 centimeters. So I'm just gonna measure 1.5 centimeters here. You can use whatever amount you are comfortable with. Before you separate the patterns, make sure to transfer some of the markings onto the bottom pattern paper. I'm going to be using my tracing wheel to do that. Then I'm going to use my awl to transfer the dot points to the opposite side, but I'm not going to transfer this one. I'm going to transfer exactly the bust point. So just pierce through like that and pierce through all the points of the dots. I put a snip here to show that this is the waistline. Now I can lift this pattern. And then I'm going to transfer all these lines across. Now for our back pattern, the only difference we have is just with the waist dart. We need to extend it about 2.5 centimeters above the bust line. Okay, so just 2.5 centimeters up, right there, and then connect our dart points. Now we're going to label this pattern. So this is our back bodice. I'm just going to put my initials so that I know the pattern is mine. So that's our back done. Now we have to finish off our front pattern. We'll need to cut along this line and this armhole here, and we're also going to remove the zipper allowance from the front because we don't need it. Label the front bodice block as well. And put your initials. Okay, our patterns are finished. So next you need to transfer them onto Octag. If you want to know how to do that, you can write to me in the comment section below and I'll make a video to show you how you can transfer your patterns to Octag. Thank you.